Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Once again, Tony here. Tony's LPs are us. The Elvis fluorescent light is lit, so we are recording. And this is a little segment I'm going to do. It's kind of close to Christmas. Christmas is right around the corner. And I never opened this. This was a gift a few years back. This came out in 2017 in December. It's limited, and I believe it's out of print right now. And what this is, as you can see from the cover, it's the Beatles fan club Christmas 45s that were sent out exclusively to people in their fan club from 63 to 69. So we're going to open that up. We'll open it up and look at the 45s inside. I think some are 45 and I believe some are 33 in the third. These were originally issued on flexi disc, and it was the first one, 1963. The Beatles had just broke. They just became number one in Europe. And their press secretary, Tony Barrow, kind of had this inspiration that, the lads should put out a record or a message to their fan club. And he came up with this little concept. He wrote up a script. They agreed. And they subsequently pressed about 35,000 in 1963 to mail out to people in their fan club. I don't know how large the fan club was. I don't know if that fan club got bigger as the Beatles grew, or it got smaller as people became mature and didn't go for group fan clubs. But early on, Beatlemania, the fan clubs were getting tons of mail every day, as you know. Everyone who knows that knows this. So, but this is a little unboxing, and I'm going to talk about some things that I found out which were pretty bizarre. And one of them is a connection between the Beatles Christmas records and this record, or this jacket in particular. Yes, the infamous butcher cover from yesterday and today that was subsequently pasted over by Capitol because this was not going to fly in the States. So believe it or not, something that happened during these sessions inspired, I believe, this cover. So we'll go into that. If you wait till the end, I'm going to reveal that. I didn't know about this. I may have knew about it but forgot because my Beatle memory might be full, memory full type of thing. I think Paul had a record out called Memory Full. But anyway, here is something I wanted to show before I did that. And the reason I really didn't open this because I'm familiar with these tracks. I've listened to them for the last 50 years or so. And I also have it on this album, which is a promo. It says promo. I'm not sure if it's a bootleg or a promo or unauthorized type of deal. But it's on Apple, and it's a perfect pressing. It's high resolution, really good quality on Apple. You can see the green apple, and here you have a apple. I didn't really do much research on this. I just pulled it out to show everyone. And then what I have also to show is something that I play in my car. Someone put this compilation together from this record, and it has other Christmas songs on it. Besides, it has Happy Christmas, War is Over. It has A Wonderful Christmas Time, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Ding Dong, Ding Dong, and some other tracks. So that's pretty cool for the car. So without further ado, I'm going to try to keep the shrink intact here. Just going to cut this open, slice it. It's probably easy. I have this little slicer thing here. But before I forget, I want to thank everyone once again. And I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and Happy Christmas to those in London, in England. I always refer to Christmas in the greetings as Happy Christmas, like the Beatles did. So I'm influenced by the Beatles. So here we have this off. Here's the hype. We're just going to pick up the box. This box comes up. I've seen someone do this online. So here you have the hype sticker. You can see that. And The official Beatles fan club, Happy Christmas, Beatle people, the Christmas records. And it has the signatures, those precious, priceless signatures from the boys. Here's the box. Here's the back of the box with the 7 discs. And like I said, they were on flexi disc, and about 35,000 were released. What Tony Barrow also said was that he recorded this. I guess he recorded this, and then he had an engineer help him or whatever. But he spliced up, he kind of cut up all the gibberish and put it together. And he said, unfortunately, he let everything on the cutting room floor, like, stay on the cutting room floor. So all those precious outtakes are lost, I guess, at least for the 63 session. And like I said, these were released on, it's called Light Tone Flexi Disc. That was the company. And here's the official Beatle Fan Club booklet. Comes with a really nice booklet, really high gloss. And special thanks to all the Beatle people. And hello, Beatle people out there. This is almost like a Beatle channel now. We're doing so much with the Beatles. Box sets, announcements, other box sets, Target issues, Walmart issues. Here you have some newsletters. Great photo, which you don't see too often, with again, the priceless autograph signature facsimiles, unfortunately. There's a nice shot there, early 65, I guess. And the pages continue with newsletters up to 67. And then here you have a synopsis of each disc. And as I listened to these again in preparation for this video, they got more and more complex, obviously. On one of them, the Beatles actually wrote the script out the night before, which I'll talk about. But it just got more and more complex and more bizarre. And the bizarre aspect of it lead to the butcher cover inspiration, I believe. You know, they're just infectious. It's still interesting to listen to these records today after 60 years or so. You know, I've been listening to these on and off for Christmas for, like I said, probably the last 50 years. So I wasn't a member of the fan club. I only got these later on. And at that, there was no internet. You know, now you can listen to these on YouTube. You can also hear the outtakes on YouTube. And the one outtake I'm going to talk about, which is very interesting, I urge everyone to listen to that one. So here's the disc. This is disc number 1. And this is pretty serious as far as they go. And like I said, they get more and more bizarre as they go through. And this is kind of going through here. I'm going to cut this open. Bear with me. Off camera. Oh. And there's a simple cover. And that's a picture there with the Queen and the Beatles with probably the members of the national headquarters of the official fan club. Janet Bettina Rose, and she's famous, and Annie Collingham. Wow, that was probably the biggest event in her life, right? Besides maybe having a baby and getting married and all that other good stuff. So here we have number 2. And number 2 indicates 45 RPM. That's the Beatles Christmas, another Beatles Christmas record, it's called. We'll just take these out. And we'll just slice these. So far, very impressive with the quality. These are on high quality record, high quality cardboard, and each one is individually shrunk wrapped. That's a beautiful red, right in time for the holidays. Another Beatles Christmas record, issued December 64. Tom Barrow wrote the notes. This one was interesting because John was able to sneak a naughty remark past the censors, past Tony, and anyone, I guess, who didn't know German, because what he said was, instead of beetle people, he said beetle petals, and petals is German slang for male genitalia. So John is John, right? And John will never disappoint. So that got past the censors. You could hear that on that record. Here we have a number 30, 33 and a third. Great shot, like a overhead shot. There's the back. And these are precious. Let's pop that open. This is on blue vinyl with the back Beatle logo on one side, as they all are. Okay, now we're up to everywhere it's Christmas, and I believe this cover was this is 66. This was recorded. This is number 4. This was recorded 11/25/66. Typically, these were recorded by the boys in Studio 2 in Abbey Road in late October, mid-November, early November, and they were mailed out. But this cover was drawn by Paul. Paul took charge of everything, basically. And as you listen to these, you hear tracks that may be coming out the next year, or tracks that were recorded during that year. It's really fun. It's, like I said, it's infectious. They're so funny. They all come together as a team. None of it makes sense. And as they get more and more into the later years, as the records became more sophisticated, so did these. Here we go. And this is on a nice yellow, like lime green, basically. And it has the tracks. It has the stuff that they talk about on here. It actually, each one indicates the date it was recorded. Like I said, November 25, 1966. And here is number 5. They said that the band wrote the script for this, or whatever they do by writing, the day before. And this is the original Beatles. Christmas Time Is Here Again, 33 and a third. Malcolm Evans is on this as well. Sleeve designed by Julian Lennon, John Lennon, and Ringo Starr. I did not know that. Wow, beautiful. Great. I know I'm not the first one to do this, but I'm going to add something to the end where I'm going to give you a little fun fact that I didn't know about, and I'm a big Beatle fan, and I've always wondered, we hear things about the Butcher Cover album, but I'm going to give you some insight onto maybe how the Butcher Cover album came about. Here's green. That's number 5. Number 6 is the first time. This was recorded in 11/22/68, and each Beatle recorded separately. And I think we have Tiny Tim on this doing Nowhere Man, so that's kind of odd. Let me see if they actually give him credit. This was recorded November 68, and it also has rehearsal sessions for the Beatles' White Album on here. So it actually gives you some nice details. I'm not certain if these details were on the original. I doubt it. So they're probably here for the fan. I have to get into the book. Let's just see what that looks like. But I appreciate you watching. Christmas Time, 1968. A nice cover, very, very festive. And once again, thanks everybody for the subs, the likes. The channel's doing pretty good. We're growing. We're up to a lot of subs. I'm happy with it. I like doing this. We're not in it for the money. We're in it to give people stuff, right? Here's a nice one. This is 69. This is, let me see. It says here, this record may be freely broadcast, but is not for private or public sale. So maybe that was on the original, I would guess. You can see that there. Gotta be careful. Can't return these. We don't want to scratch the record. They did not have to individually seal these. A lot of my 45 box sets are not individually shrunk wrapped, but this is pretty cool. I'm sure people keep them shrunk wrapped for whatever reasons, but something like this, you have to put these on the turntable. And that's the last one, orange. And that is the 7th Beatles Christmas record. So really nice. That's Christmassy. And if you listen to these on YouTube, if you don't have copies of these or you don't have access to these on vinyl or CD, listen to them on YouTube, and they get pretty bizarre. Sometimes they don't even mention Christmas. They talk about gibberish. John is typically John. George is the quiet one. Ringo comes in once in a while. During the last one, I don't even think they recorded it together. I think it was just edited together. And on the last one, Ringo plugs Magic Christian, and I believe George just is on for about 6 seconds. You know, as far as I could recall. But we're going to get to this now. This is the big reveal. Butcher cover. We all know, or the folklore is that the Beatles put this together because they were not happy with the way Capitol chopped up their albums and released them on Capitol Records. We just have the box set that came out now. That's the first phase. I know there'll be a volume 2. The first one was just the ones released in '64. So the Beatles weren't happy with what Capitol did to their records. The records were not the same as they were released in Europe or England rather until Sgt. Pepper. So there's my notes. Okay. This was we're talking about the third fan club record that went out exclusively to the fan clubs. That was this one, the third one. And put this here, be very careful. So this is the third record. Now, what I'm about to go over is not on the record that was pulled. It's on the outtakes. So if you go to YouTube and you listen to the third Beatle fan club record outtake, you'll hear what I'm going to discuss here. And I think it inspired this record. A discussion, this is by the boys, right? A discussion ensued on the techniques of dismembering babies while on a loop heard in the background of cooing infants. Plays in the background. Now, this bit may have been inspiration for photographer Robert Whittaker, who was in the studio at the time while this was going on, because Robert Whittaker 5 months later would shoot and illustrate this cover for the Yesterday and Today album. So Bruce Whittaker photographed this. Bruce Whittaker was in the room in the studio when they were recording Christmas record number 3. And if you listen to it, they discuss slicing babies, cutting babies up, really crazy stuff, right? So 10/1965 and 11/8/65 was when that was recorded. So listen to it. That's what I'm going to leave you with this. So I hope you like this little unboxing, and go to the outtake. It's really bizarre. listen to them both. Listen to the original, the one that was released, and then listen to the outtake of Beatle record to the fan club, Christmas number 3, where they talk about cutting up babies, which may have been and probably was the inspiration for the Butcher cover album. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Stay safe, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Christmas is right around the corner. I may do another Christmas video, show some albums, but if not, Merry Christmas. Thanks again. Ciao.